think I did not read again yesterday. So I'm going to read two again today. Goody goody. Going to read some more Billy Collins. I've read Billy Collins before, former poet laureate of the United States of America, one of my favorite poets, someone I've met. Um, all around good guy. Anyways, and a good poet. So first I'll be reading The Waitress by Billy Collins. Here goes. She brings a drink to the table, pivots and turns away with a smile, and soon she brings me a menu, smiles and takes the empty glass away. She brings me a fillet of sole on a plate with parsley and thin wheels of lemon, then more bread in a basket, smiling as she walks away, then comes back to see if everything is okay, to fill my glass with wine, turning away, then circling back to my table, till she is every waitress who has ever served me, and every waiter too, young and old, eager and the sleepy ones alike. I hold my fork in the air, the blades of the fans turn slowly on the ceiling, and I begin to picture them all, living and dead, gathered together for one night, in an amphitheater or armory or some vast silvery ballroom where they have come to remove their bow ties, to hang up their red jackets and aprons, and now they are having a cigarette or dancing with each other, turning slowly in one another's arms to a five-piece rented band. And that is all I can think about after I pay the bill, leave a large sentimental tip, then walk into the fluorescent streets, collar up against the chill, all the waitresses and waiters of my life, until the night makes me realize that this place where they pace and dance under colored lights is made of nothing but autumn leaves, red, yellow, gold, waiting for a sudden gust of wind to scatter it all into the dark spaces beyond these late night, practically empty streets. That was The Waitress by Billy Collins. And now I shall read for you Nostalgia. I've always liked this one. This one's kind of fun. So here goes. Enjoy. Remember the 1340s? We were doing a dance called the Catapult. You always wore brown, the color craze of the decade. I was draped in one of those capes that were popular, the ones with unicorns and pomegranates and the needlework. Everyone would pause for beer and onions in the afternoon, and at night we would play a game called Find the Cow. Everything was hand-lettered then, not like today. Where's the summer of 1572 gone? Brocade and sonnet marathons were the rage. We used to dress up in the flags of rival baronries and conquer one another in cold rooms of stone. Out on the dance floor, we were all doing the struggle, while your sister practiced the Daphne all alone in a room. We borrowed the jargon of farriers for our slang. These days, language seems transparent, a badly broken code. The 1790s will never come again. Childhood was big. People would take walks to the very tops of hills and write down what they saw in their journals without speaking. Our collars were high and our hats were extremely soft. We would surprise each other with alphabets made of twigs. It was a wonderful time to be alive, or even dead. I am very fond of the period between 1815 and 1821. Europe trembled while we sat still for our portraits. I would love to return to 1901, if only for a moment, time enough to wind up a music box and do a few dance steps. Or shoot me back to 1922 or 41, or at least let me recapture the serenity of last month when we picked berries and glided through afternoons in a canoe. Even this morning would be an improvement over the present. I was in the garden then, surrounded by the hum of bees and the Latin names of flowers, watching the early light flash off the slanted windows of the greenhouse and silver the limbs on the rows of dark hemlocks. As usual, I was thinking about the moments of the past, letting my memories rush over them like water rushing over the stones on the bottom of a stream. I was even thinking a little about the future, that place where people are doing a dance we cannot imagine, a dance whose name we can only guess. Billy Collins, Nostalgia. Thanks for listening. Peace.